You're watching a special edition of Arise 360. I'll now welcome my guest to the show, a veteran Nigerian journalist with 20 years in the entertainment and lifestyle reporting. She is a Golden Globe International voter since 2022. Welcome to the show, Latasha.
Thank you.
I've been a big fan, I must actually say. And
it's always nice to meet a fan.
And I followed your work. Of course, the Golden Globes are huge, and we must say that everyone likes to celebrate television.
Absolutely.
And with the year we've actually had, with the strikes and the rest of them, it only reminded us how important some moving parts of the wheel are.
Absolutely.
And to make Golden Globes very, very special. So, first of all, talk to us. We've had a very troubling year in terms of strikes and the rest of them. Why was it important for that strike to happen?
I mean, first of all, rights everywhere in the world have to be respected.
All right.
People have to be taken care of. People have to feel like they're part of something bigger than them. And you can't work, and somebody else takes everything, you know? So over there, of course, there's a system in place. There are unions in place that take care of people and stuff like that. So people in the space, writers who are so important to the ecosystem, because it's more than just actors. There's cameramen, there's all, like you said, so many moving parts. And so it was necessary for them to stand up, speak up on what was important to them, and come to a place where everyone is happy. Everyone can come to the table and feel fed, you know? I wish that's something that could happen here, but, you know.
That was my next question, because as we're celebrating Funke Akindele and what she's done, but we cannot just celebrate her alone, because all the people have actually put in a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And we're having more people, especially women. Kudos to the women, I must say, that are actually pushing the boundaries when it comes to directing, production, trying to ensure that Nigeria is on the map. But who takes care of the little guys and girls here in Nigeria once again?
As we say in Nigeria, it's all in the hands of God.
All right, the 2024 Golden Globe certainly hitting up, and we'll be getting to our correspondents very, very soon. But talk to us this year. You've been part of the voters.
Yes. And
we saw a very rich and diverse set of programming, so to speak. Talk to us. The year in view. How has it been?
Chef's kiss to all my co-international voters. There's actually 5 of us. So quick backstory into how this happened. I got an email one day and from the Golden Globes, and I'm like, this must be a joke, right? And the lady messaged me and she says, would you like to be a voter? I'm like, what kind of sick joke is this? I shut my email. She kept emailing me. Eventually, it was a real thing. It was true. Little Latasha from Nigeria had been taken amongst so many people who could have been to be one of the voices.
You put in the work.
I have. But you know, when you're focused on the work, you don't really think about these kinds of things coming to you. You're just tunnel vision. So it was great, to be very honest, to be a part of it, to be a Black voice, an African woman, a journalist, a professional, joining my voice to other international voters, people of color across the world, because of course the Golden Globes, you know, was known for their all-white situation, and then they brought people of color in. And I want to believe that that diversity that came into the Golden Globes reflects now in the nominations that you've all seen and all the nominees who are being celebrated tonight. And so myself and maybe about 20 others from Africa are part of the Golden Globes voting body who are part of the decision makers tonight. And I should actually say right now, I don't know who wins, because we all vote in silos. Oh yes. Okay. So I don't know what the next person has voted. All I know is who I voted for. So I can't tell you the winner because we're not shown this. I'm going to know the winners just like everyone else, just like a commoner. I'm going to know.
Or do I start asking, would you permit me to start asking questions about some of the categories in which you voted for?
I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Oh, okay, if you're not allowed to. So what I would rather ask is, which is your favorite category?
Okay, so let me tell you this though. We vote in 2 categories actually. Some voters opt to vote for film, and some voters opt to vote for TV and series, right? So I can't tell you which category I'm at, but just know that it goes that way. It's like this and like that.
So you can't vote for both film and television.
No, because you have to remember, you have to watch. You're not just voting.
Okay.
Throughout the year, we watch content. We're watching everything you can imagine. Name your favorite series. Just name it. I've watched it. I have to watch the entire season. As many things as I can consume, we watch. So we're giving back-end access. All the studios send us,
that was
literature.
Do
they do.
The organizers avail you of materials
They do. Disney will send, Netflix will send, Amazon, everybody sends their content. BET, everybody who has content up for consideration.
All right.
Absolutely. So we get to see the back end where, we're privy to press parleys, Q&As, virtual conferences with the actors, sometimes the directors, master, all sorts of behind the scenes, promotion stuff leading up to the voting, actually. So we are inundated with so much. Of course, you can't really watch everything.
True.
But this last year, 2023, I gave it a darn good effort.
All right, so now the question is, I like to follow the money. It takes quite a lot of your time, I'm sure. So tell me, do you get remunerated for your time, or?
I'd rather not.
All right.
But let me put it like this.
Okay.
My reward is in heaven.
Okay, this is the second time you say that.
But I think my reward too is also coming to me now on earth. I mean, just being a part of this process is amazing. A Nigerian like you is part of a bigger thing, is part of determining who in Hollywood gets a Globe. That's huge. In 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that didn't happen. And it also shows some of the progress and the global nature in which we as Nigerians are becoming players. We're representatives of our country, of our continent. And that is no small feat, my friend. That is no small feat.
I envy you, I must actually say. Because
thank you so much.
Celluloid has always just captured my imagination over the years. And people being able to actually conceptualize a storyline and actually bring it to life.
I know.
It takes a lot.
It does.
It takes a lot.
It does. I mean, Afrif last year, Arise, by the way, did he gave us fantastic coverage because I worked on Afrif. And it was amazing to see the kind of content that we're putting out now. Some of the films, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, Breath of Life, amazing films. Some of them directed by women. Uche Jumbo had a film. So many, it's just, the industry is growing in leaps and bounds. Like you mentioned, Funke Akindele crossing the 1 billion naira mark and possibly going further. That is crazy. It's huge. But it just tells you that we also have so much growth in this space, but we still have a ways to go. I want a Golden Globes where Nigerian content is up for consideration. Nigerian film, because the truth is that there is no international or no international, because stuff on streaming platforms are up for consideration, which means a Nigerian content can be a part of that. And so I want a Golden Globes, I want Oscars, I want Emmys where Nigerian content is up for consideration, is up there with the big players. We're doing it, we're pushing it, we are shining this country out on a global scale. I love it.
Loving it, I like that. Okay, the 81st Golden Globes, we will be crossing over to the United States in a moment, but let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we see Latasha in the studio, and we will be joining Hawa over there. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to this special RIS 360 edition. Today, the 81st Golden Globes is upon us. Well, the night is finally here, and the 81st Golden Globe Award has begun with the famous red carpet, and RIS is right there in the thick of it with our correspondent, Hawa Mukan, ready to give us the latest. Hawa, I want to say thank you very much for joining us today from the Beverly Hills Hotel. I want to say thank you very much. It's good to have you. Talk to us, Hawa. How are things over there in Beverly Hills, California?
Aaron, it's good to hear your voice. Things are going great over here. It is freezing, but we have to be styling out on the red carpet. It is really busy. The red carpet has just opened up. We are waiting for the stars to start barreling down at any moment. There are publicists, there are security, there's everyone that is necessary to be here. They are on ground. Everyone is ready to do work. There's so many media outlets trying to get information as well. So it's really, really great.
I must say, you look lovely, by the way, the lady in red. Maybe I must say. Talk to us because a lot of buzz, especially from the Gen Zs, has to probably evolve around Taylor Swift. We know she is in California because her boyfriend actually plays for one of the teams there. Talk to us. Who are people getting excited and wrapped up about?
People are getting really excited about everything. The Golden Globes are a really big deal. We also know that these actors, these producers, all these individuals that work in Hollywood just came off of a major strike that lasted for months. It was all the talk. There was no movies or films being made. And now it's over. This is the first award show of the season. So it's a bit celebratory. And you know, the Golden Globe celebrates film and television as well. So it's more like a double action-packed celebrity star jamboree that we're going to be seeing in a matter of minutes. So yeah, the atmosphere is it's lively and it's very fashionable. Very fashionable.
Very fashionable. Of course, you'll be covering the red carpet for us, and we can't wait to see some of the outfits.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Asked a very straight question because she also mentioned the strike, by the way, but because when I was going through several of my production notes, Taylor Swift kept on coming up because Taylor has a very big movie that some are even saying Hollywood bigwigs are not entirely happy with the way she's just been able to make that transition, the Taylor Swift, the Eras tour. And she has the fans, she has the backing, and some are even calling it a cheat code, so to speak. Talk to me about this particular movement. Do you think we'll be seeing more of this? Has she just cracked a code rather than going through big distributions, going through the major studios? She has just decided to do this on her own. And she's been nominated after conquering the musical world. She's now set her sights on film and television. My God.
That's the beauty of Hollywood, right? It's the beauty of show business.
But some are not entirely happy, so I hear.
I mean, there will always be people who aren't happy about one thing or another, right? But that's also, like I said, that's the beauty of Hollywood and show business. You can cross carpet. A musician can be a movie star can go into film, can go into fitness videos. There's an endless stream to what you can do once you're famous, once you have a great team. Kudos to Taylor Swift and the Swifties. That's what her fans are called.
I like that.
Personally, I'm not a Swiftie, but
I don't think we're in that particular generation.
No. I do like some Taylor Swift songs, like Shake It Off, Shake It. I mean, come on. She has some jams.
Yes,
she has some
yes,
jams. Let's give it to her.
Yes, she does.
But there's an interesting question you asked, Hawa. What makes the 81st different from the 80th and the 79th and everything else? The content for this year. You have Oppenheimer, you have Barbie. I mean, who would have thought?
That was a good movie.
I mean, two films, polarizing extremes.
Yeah.
One is soft and pink and bubblegum and unserious, and then you have something that is Christopher Nolan, and they're vying in categories neck for neck. That is incredible. That is the beauty of show business. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, they opened on the same day. They've been going back to back, and I love how they've done like collaborative tours. So you have an interview with I'm sorry, what's her name? Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And then you have an interview with Cillian Murphy. Like they're going side by side, neck and neck. And it's just beautiful to watch because they both put out wonderful performances. They're both great films.
Latasha, let me pick your brains. Since we're talking film right now, I must actually say that you just mentioned Oppenheimer, fantastic movie.
Incredible
movie. And for those of us that probably have followed history, especially too, that movie actually brought a lot of context to the history we know. And Barbie, everyone has followed Barbie over the years. And I like the human touch they actually gave to it. But let's talk about the one that has been generating quite a lot of buzz.
Which
No
one?
thanks to, we've spoken about writers and actors getting their credit. Of course, The Color Purple, Oprah Winfrey.
You know, my heart was, I was like, what is Aaron about to say now?
Okay, don't worry, I ain't gonna misfire here, but talk to me about, first of all, how massive a movie is The Color Purple?
I mean-
And also now you have to now talk about the flip side of the coin that has to do with people who featured in that particular movie that are not entirely happy with the industry and how things played out. Let's hear from you, Latasha.
I mean, first of all, disclaimer, I'm not part of, The Color Purple production. I'm not Oprah, as you can see. I'm not rich like Oprah. Thank you. One day, maybe. Okay, but let's go there. The Color Purple is a legacy movie. It's been around, 30 years or something. This is a remake, let's not forget that. It's done plays. It's, it's a legacy movie, so it's larger than life. It's like bringing back roots. You know what I mean? It's steeped and soaked in African American, culture.
Tradition.
Yeah, exactly. Like culture, like pop culture, right? It's indicative of so many things in the Afro-American struggle. And it brings to the fore many issues, many like socioeconomic. I think we should hear directly from that conversation.
No, but you know,
No.
But you know, and
I
know
do.
that she cannot cross some lines because she will be blackballed. She would not want to. She would not want to. She would not want to fall into the category of another actress who decided to go all out.
Of course. I mean,
bear her mind.
more than an actress, as a matter of fact.
But get blackballed.
But here's the thing also. People pick battles.
True.
And Taraji is someone who is not a fool. She's also not a child. She's been in this industry for a long time.
Yes, she has.
So if Taraji is in something, she will find a way to make it work for her. It may not be commensurate to what their co-actors of Caucasian descent will be earning at this point in time. But the point is that they're giving all that they can give. And again, I would really love to watch that conversation between Oprah and Taraji. I want to watch it when it drops. I want to hear this conversation for myself. And then we may have a clearer picture as to Taraji's true mindset regarding Oprah. Because, there's a lot of speculation online. There's a lot of innuendo. There were a lot of things that were assumed. She did talk about the industry, no doubt. Yeah. She talked about how hard it is being a woman of color, an actor of color, and how low-balled they get and things like that.
But my fear, now, Latasha, I must tell you, my fear is that, like I've said, not everybody can be as bold as Cat Williams, for example.
Or Monique.
This for example. True. Because they didn't care what happened to the careers.
This is true.
Regardless, they just wanted to say what was on their mind. Monica said she had to pay the ultimate price.
She did.
For speaking out against Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey,
Lee Daniels.
Absolutely. And a lot of people are saying it's coming full circle. They're not beginning to understand what Monique was saying because they painted her as the bitter black woman.
True. But I think what I can say is people like Monique and Cat Williams must never stop using their voices. But while they use their voices, people like Taraji too will use their voices where they can. But art must still be made because what we cannot afford is for black actors to drop out of that space and erase all the work that they've done so far. For black actors to leave the space and we're set back. The only way is to move forward. So while Taraji works, if she can, let her speak. If people are listening, let them listen. The world has changed from when Monique first spoke out. Time has passed. There's a bigger culture now. People are more attentive. The news is more viral. It's getting further into places. People that have money and want to invest are reaching out and saying, you know what? We'll take you on. Look at Dave Chappelle. Yeah. Dave Chappelle left the industry for over 10 years. Now he's come back and he's probably the highest paid comedian on earth right now. He had a $60 million deal with Netflix for 3 specials.
Yes,
he's just dropped the last one, by the way. So I mean,
but even Oprah herself has complained because she's actually talking about funding for her next movie, and Oprah is saying that the studios are not really opening their arms wide to her because they want to be sure, they want guarantees that these movies would actually rake in the numbers and actually probably break bad for them. And she's saying that because of that, she's not even getting as much funding as she wants to for her next movies.
Then let that be a call to private America, to black people to rise up. We have money. We spend money on clubs. We spend money on stuff. We spend money on all kinds of things. Put it in the arts. Invest. Do what we ought to do. Build your own.
All right, Latasha, I hear that Judito da Silva, our correspondent in California, is actually having a live interview right now. Okay. Let's go over to Judita in Beverly Hills.
And it was important for us not to show the cliche of these Nazis, to show him as an ordinary, sometimes boring person, as a family father or as a nature or something, or love his kids or his horse or horseback riding. And I think this was an important thing to show them, because there were no born evil persons, they were human beings. So yeah.
So you have a British director, German film about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
That just truly speaks to how international cinema can be. Was that important to you, that you celebrated the uniting of such a colorful and international cast and crew behind the camera?
Absolutely. I think this is the best thing we can do, because Jonathan doesn't speak, but he understands us, he believes us, he trusts us, and we had a great Polish team, and Jonathan said this wonderful sentence: "Art is a universal language," and this is, I believe in that.
Thank you so much, and best of luck with Zone of Interest. It was a wonderful project.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was one of the leading stars from the Zone of Interest, nominated tonight for a Golden Globe. Jonathan Glazer, the British director of a German film about the Holocaust, uniting the true international nature of cinema today.
All right, Judith, I want to say thank you for joining us today. Great interview, by the way. And we've been talking about the 81st Golden Globes there in Beverly Hills. So far, so good. How is Beverly Hills today? The weather, although Hawass told us it's a little bit cold, but talk to us, just give us a feel of how Beverly is today for the Golden Globes.
Sorry, could you ask the question again? The signal was poor.
Pretty simple. Talk to us about Beverly Hills and how is the town for the Golden Globes? How is it like right now?
So it's kind of pretty much fever pitch, as you can tell. It's quite manic what's going on right now. But there's an idea that it's a true celebration of film happening as the stars are pouring in, as we're talking to the actors. There's just the sensation that this year is truly celebrating what has been a very impressive year in cinema. Cillian Murphy said it himself at the Palm Springs Festival, that this year was remarkable with the content and the kind of content, the quality of content that was put out. Tonight is going to celebrate that on a really esteemed level with both film and TV, because at the end of the day, these creatives pour their hearts into entertaining us, and as the actor just said, giving us a piece of themselves through their art. We receive it, we celebrate it, and we award it. It completes the life cycle of what has been truly a remarkable work process for so many talented creators from across the world.
All right. May I ask, who are your favorites to win the Golden Globes today? We have a spectacular lineup when it comes to nominees. Who are your favorites?
Sorry, could you say that again?
All right, Judita, I said, what are your favorites in several categories from the nominations we've actually seen? Who are you tipping to actually score this? You've been doing quite a good work in those pieces you've been doing.
I mean, there's been so much that's been made this year that's truly exceptional. I think we're probably going to be looking to the likes of Greta Gerwig, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon. But also when you look at TV, series like Succession, 1983, Fellow Travelers, these have all truly broken the boundary of how great the quality of work can be and how diverse the content can be within it. And that's what we continue to celebrate, because that's the greatness and that's the beauty of cinema, and that's what keeps us all so captivated.
All right, keep us captivated. I've asked about Taylor Swift because the Eras Tour, it said it grossed about $250 million worldwide. Taylor Swift becoming a force not just in music, but also in film. Talk to us about this.
So we're gonna have to nip away right now because we've got to cut over as the more people are filing in, but we will come back to you with a lot more.
All right. So, Latasha, we've been talking about because of the restrictions, being one of the voters, there are limited questions I can actually ask.
I'll tell you, no comments.
Okay. So some of the works you've actually seen this year, which of them we've spoken about Oppenheimer, you've spoken about Barbie, we've spoken about Christopher Nolan, Greta Gerwig, and some of the works they've actually done. And for even the younger ones, we've spoken about Taylor Swift, also Billie Eilish, I must actually also mention. These are younger generations actually coming into the Golden Globes. Talk to me. We've spoken about diversity. We've spoken about Africa. Probably before we leave that particular, before I ask my next topic, do you think, because these are touchy topics, because we're just coming up from a strike that has spoken to critical issues, especially concerning welfare. Viola Davis is another person that has spoken out.
I love Viola.
Yeah, so I love her so much. I love her so much. One of the people I rooted for to win an Oscar, and I'm glad she has, her herself, and I'm hoping that. Okay, let's move it away from that quickly. I say I have just 2 minutes. So talk to me, Viola Davis. She's also spoken about the inequality, the imbalance in the industry. How do we begin to address this inequality? First of all, do we accept that it is there? Then how can we address it?
I mean, do you know how much actors get paid? Do you know how much actors get paid on series, on all white series? A lot of money. I was reading something, I don't know how true it is, but apparently the highest role ever was Bruce Willis for Sixth Sense. I think he earned, $60 million?
I think I've seen that too.
What black person has earned $60 million for a role? Even 10 million? Okay, no, Will Smith is up there, you know, for, I think, Men in Black or something like that.
Yeah, in the top 5.
Yeah, exactly. But you can see the gap. The gap is wide. And our people bring everything to these roles. We leave nothing, as they say in the streets, as the kids say now. No crumbs. They left no crumbs. They leave no crumbs. They leave it all on the floor when they act. They leave it all. You know.
So then, what's the motivation to keep going? Because we're celebrating creativity here,
it's
and
art.
creativity is almost being stifled.
Because it's art, and as a true artist, if you don't create, you will die.
True.
But also, if you don't eat, you will die. So choose your die. Do you want to die from hunger,
Latasha,
or do you want to die from not creating?
Honestly, thank you very much for your time. We've got a quick break. Well, we come back, we'll still be talking so much about the 81st Golden Globes. And congratulations on the nomination.
My certificate for participating as a voter.
All right, I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, it's been a fantastic show, I must say.